best of 3. Let them cook.
Well, that should get you sufficiently pumped for the beginning of a great day of baseball. 4 games, beginning of 4 series, and now we have the Astros and the Tigers to start it off. The first game in October, and it'll be a long run right through the month to get to a World Series champion. So the Astros take the field. Framber Valdez is getting ready to take his warm-ups. And let's take a look now at today's starting lineups, brought to you by Cologuard. See more information at Cologuard.com. Tigers 86 and 76. They lead off their third baseman, Matt Vierling. Justin Henry Malloy, the DH, bats second. Riley Green at left. Andy Ibanez, the second baseman, cleans up. And you have Winsel Perez. He's a right fielder batting fifth. Torkelson at first. Meadows in center. He can go get him with anybody. Jake Rogers behind the plate. And Trey Sweeney, the shortstop, is going to bat ninth. And they have a tough job ahead of them because Framber Valdez of late has been outstanding.
Last 16 starts, he's got a 2.19 ERA. The league has hit 168 off of him in that time. And the one thing, Todd, that he has really sharpened is that curveball. It's one of the best ones in the game.
That is the equalizer pitch that he has to command and manipulate the right-handers and get that back-footed. He's a guy that's throwing around 94 miles an hour, and he's going to bring it here, man. He's done it before. They talk about last year, how he struggled. I can see him coming out here, building off that and saying, you know what, let me go back to being an old and just throwing the ball. And that's it.
And that combination of a killer sinker and an elite curveball makes him very difficult to hit. Framber rhymes with somber, by the way, and the Tigers are up against a really good pitcher here.
You know, it's interesting, too. The Astros very simply have institutional knowledge. It's in their DNA on how to win. And that's a big advantage you have coming into a postseason series.
They played 103 playoff games since the beginning of the 2015 season. That's a huge advantage for them. They've been here a million times.
And you think about it, too. The Tigers, they have 2 guys that have postseason experience. It's going to be a battle here right from Jump Street.
Now it's new for Joe Espada. This is his first year as manager. Passed over for a lot of jobs. He finally got it. A.J. Hinch was the manager here for the 2017 championship for the Astros, and he's been with the Tigers, building them up, and finally he's realized exactly what the potential is.
Espada was his bench coach in 2018. These guys have a really rich history, but they're opponents today.
Now, they talk all the time, but they are not talking during this series, so they'll have to separate their friendship for a couple of days. So it's a best-of-3 wild card. All 3 games, if needed, will be played here at Minute Maid Park. So the Astros won the American League West, and the Tigers got in as one of the wild cards in the league. Vierling's ready. Valdez is ready. And let's do it here in Houston. The first pitch is a strike. We're underway. Tony Randazzo is the home plate umpire. Jordan Baker at first. Will Little at second. Alfonso Marquez at third. Jeremy Rehat down the left field line. Junior Valentine down the right field line. And the 0-1. Broken back. Ground ball to first base. Caratini will step on the bag. 1 down.
One of the great ground ball pitchers in the game, Todd. And he starts off with a ground ball to first. Easy out.
Now, you look at this Tiger lineup and don't expect it to be the lineup that finishes the game. They mix and match. They pinch hit a lot. They have 4 lefties on the bench ready to be deployed if the Astros bring in a righty.
And Kerry Carpenter's basically their best hitter, and he's not in the lineup today because of the lefty, but he's ready for the biggest at-bat of the game. I'm sure of that.
Here's Malloy. 1-0. Tigers were 10 games out of the playoffs on August 10th at 55 and 63, and Fangraphs had them at 0.2% playoff odds. Pitch up and away.
Well, I asked one of their coaches, I said, I didn't see this coming, and he looked at me and goes, neither did we. But they are here and they deserve it. Again, they are so difficult to match up against given the pinch hitting situation, the way they run the bases, the way they use their bullpen.
They made a lot of trades at the trade deadline. Jack Flaherty was the biggest name that was sent to the Dodgers. But the bottom line is they got better as they got younger, because younger players accept, okay, I'm going to get pinch hit for in the 5th inning. That's just the way they roll. And there is ball 4 to Malloy.
Yeah, it's that team concept of understanding. Listen, we before I, you know, and that's the biggest thing when you take that in, and you got A.J. Hinch talking about it. Don't worry about what happens. We're going to mix and match, play the game together.
Here's Riley Green, 24 home runs, 74 ribbies during the season.
And keep in mind with Valdez, this year 9 steals, 1 caught stealing, and in his career 53 stolen bases and only 4 caught stealing. You can run on him even though he's a left-hander.
There's a strike.
But what he also is a ground ball machine. He
Yes,
had
he is.
32 GIDPs this year. That was the most in the major leagues. Logan Webb second with 25.
Valdez, 30 years old, from the Dominican Republic, 6 major league season. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, there's that nasty changeup right there. Both the sinker and the changeup both go down. It depends on what kind of level we're talking about. You have more depth, the better.
1-2 on Green. Grounded foul.
And there's that curveball. Again, the league hit 121 against his curveball this year with a 39% whiff rate. I mean, Todd, he's got 3 swing and miss pitches.
Rolling into the postseason, last 9 starts, 1.65 ERA since August. And he's trying to bounce back from a rough postseason last year. He gave up 13 runs across 12 innings in his 3 playoff starts.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for him right now is getting through this first inning, kind of getting that sigh of relief, that breath, understanding like, hey, I can still do this. I've been here.
Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. So the breakdown of his pitches. Soft ground ball, second base. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. 4-6-3 off the bat of Green. And the Tigers go down, and the Astros coming to bat. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Getting ready is Jose Altuve to start off the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at today's Astros starting lineup, brought to you by Cologuard. See more information at Cologuard.com. Altuve, Tucker, and Alvarez. That's the top. Bregman, Diaz, and Pena. That's the middle of the order. And then Caratini, Dubon, and Myers round it out. Skubal deals. That one is driven to left field. Green is there, makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's take a look at the numbers on Tarek Skubal, who is a presumptive American League Cy Young Award winner, 18-4 with a 2.39 ERA.
He's going to win it unanimously. Won the Triple Crown of pitching in the American League. And Todd, he throws upper 90s with an elite changeup. You got to choose between one or the other because you're not getting to both.
So he will deal to Tucker. And there's a strike.
Astros been known to swing at the first pitch, as you saw Altuve. Smart move by Skubal, throwing a changeup there. Looking heater right off the bat.
Chopped to first. Torkelson will take it himself. 2 down.
So, Todd, a couple of the Astros were telling me, and the Tigers were telling me, that the changeup works exceptionally well because it's a great pitch, but it's also because he weighs 240 pounds. He's a big, imposing guy, and out of his hand comes a changeup, and it kind of throws the hitters off. Does that make sense?
It makes tons of sense. The force and the aggressiveness coming towards you can change your mind on any pitch.
And here is Alvarez, and he takes a strike. Alvarez sprained his right knee sliding into second base on September 22nd. That was last Sunday. And up to today, when they had to make out the roster, was still undecided whether he'd make it. Here he is as he chops from the second. An easy 1-2-3 inning for Skubal and the Tigers. As the Astros go down in order, we played 1 here in Houston. Nothing. The 2024 Wild Card Series is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. Well, that was how Skubal wanted it. 5 pitches, 3 outs.
He's so efficient when he just pounds the strike zone, and he's done that all year.
Andy Ibanez will lead off the second, and the first pitch from Valdez is up and away.
So Ibanez in September went 7 for 42 with 1 RBI, and he's hitting 4th in the first playoff game. Because as we said, this is what the Tigers do. Their lineup is so hard to read. They have Kerry Carpenter on the bench, and this guy's hitting 4th.
The 1-1. 2-1. I think that keeps other managers off balance because they don't know what Hinch is going to do from inning to inning.
Kevin Cash said earlier this year, he said it's really hard playing the Tigers because they are so unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do next.
High fly ball. Right of center. Myers makes the play. So we asked A.J. Hinch today, is it better managing a star-laden team or something like this where you could really flex your managerial muscle? And he smiled and he said, I think I'd rather have the 7 All-Stars I had with the Astros.
And we were talking to him, too. You see on his desk, he had no paperwork. Everything's up in his brain. He knows what he's going to do every single time, you know, depending on the situation.
The 0-1 to Winsell Perez.
So Joey Cora, his third base coach, who's been everywhere as a player and a coach, told me that AJ is the best strategic manager he's ever been around, ever. And he's been around some great ones.
Line drive. It's a base hit to right field for Perez. Tucker will get it in. A 1-out single. To really get an idea of the Tiger team, we don't even know who their starter is going to be tomorrow. Game 2 of the playoffs.
I'm not sure they know. They've used openers. They've used guys who weren't ready to go. And yet A.J. Hinch always finds the right matchup.
Fouled away by Torkelson. Torkelson had a great year last year, but he struggled this season. He was at AAA Toledo from early June to mid-August.
You know, he's best, Todd, when he uses the center of the field. But Comerica's really big in the center of the field, so he got a little bit too pull happy, got that front hip out, and it really affected him. That's why he went to the minor leagues to get it fixed.
And I think you hit a 30 home run season as a young player, too, as well. It's like, I got to get back to that. I got to get back to it. Well, no, let's just be me and do what I got to do, and then 30 home runs will come real easy.
Well, Hinch said that, you know, he told him you don't have to carry the franchise. Coming into this year, as Todd said after the 30 home runs last year, he felt I've got to do it again and I've got to carry the team. But he said, no, you don't have to. This is an effort of all, not just one. The 1-2. 2-2.
Torkelson hit 30 homers last year and then went over 30 games this year without hitting a home run. He's the third player ever to hit that many homers in 1 year and then have that big a drought in homers the following season.
First overall pick in 2020 out of Arizona State. Now, Todd, you can see Valdez works from the extraordinary third base side of the rubber. His toe is like on the end of it. What does that do to a right-handed hitter?
Yeah, it's deception again. Same kind of deal. If you're that far away, I mean, is he going to try and crossfire? Is he trying to hit that outside part of the plate? So for you as a hitter, you either get on top of the plate, take that away, or you back up thinking he's going to try that curveball back door. So for you to figure that out, it's understandable.
The 2-2. 3-2. Crowd wanted that one.
Let's see if the Tigers start the runner here on 3-2 again. They are a great base running team. They've taken the extra base 38 more times this year than any other team in the league. That's one of their strengths.
And there's a walk to Torkelson. And the Tigers have runners on first and second with 1 out.
Listen, we talked about that breaking pitch that needs to be good. Right now, as we're looking at this, it doesn't have that big sharp break as we're seeing. Pitchers or batters are picking it up a little bit more. So again, when you're not finding your spots and not hitting the zone, I know it's early, but he's gonna have to find a way to figure out to get that first strike a little bit more often.
Tim, you mentioned base running. Alden Gonzalez has more.
guys, Joey Cora's one of the most aggressive third base coaches in the game. And
Well, force out at second, so Alden, you can continue first and third now.
yeah, it was August 6th, met with his position players and basically chewed them out because they weren't being as aggressive on the bases as he would like them to be. Ever since then.
So first and third with 2 men out. That'll bring up Jake Rogers.
So I saw Framber. I've seen this many times. He was long tossing before the game, and he throws right-handed. He's a left-handed pitcher, and he's completely ambidextrous. He can throw with his right hand mid-70s if he wants to. Not too many ambidextrous pitchers out there. I'd give my right arm to be ambidextrous. Sorry.
And pitch to Rogers inside. Rogers came to the Tigers in the August 2017 Justin Verlander trade. And it's so odd seeing a postseason roster and Justin Verlander not on it.
Right, and Joe Espada told us today it was the easiest decision he's ever had to make. He went to Justin Verlander, and they agreed Verlander is just not up to it. We talked to Verlander, and he said, look, everyone else here is doing really well. I'm not. This was the right decision.
3-0 on the catcher and the number 8 hitter, Jake Rogers. Well, he might be in agreement, but it's got to hurt. He's a big-time pitcher. He's a future Hall of Famer. He loves these games. He lives for these games, and to not be active, it's got to be tough. Turned him loose on 3-0, and it's a base hit past the diving Pena. Perez scores. Meadows goes to second. It's an RBI single for Rogers, and it's 1-0 Tigers.
And this, Todd, is the unpredictability that we've been talking about. You let loose a guy who's hitting 200 on a 3-0 pitch, and he drills it up the middle.
Why not? 3-0, trying to get the Tigers started here. Rogers with the fastball away here, comes up just underneath the glove of Pena. This is what this team does. Nobody expects this. Nobody knows what they're going to do. To have your 8-hole hitter swinging 3-0, man, the trust A.J. Hinch has on his team.
Here's Trey Sweeney, the shortstop, the number 9 hitter. First and second, still 2 outs, 1-0 Tigers.
You talk about Jack Flaherty getting traded. The guy they acquired in return was Trey Sweeney, who's played a very good shortstop, and he's got great power. We haven't seen it yet on the big league level, but do not make a mistake to him.
Up the middle and a base hit for Sweeney. Meadows rounds third. He's coming home. The throw from Myers is not in time. Moving to third, Rogers. It's an RBI single for Sweeney, and it's 2-0 Detroit.
And Todd, there it is, taking the extra base, running the bases beautifully there. First and third now.
There's been some loud noises too, back-to-back hits. Some nice fastballs right back up the middle. Here comes this Tigers team. This is incredible. Again, two-seamer rides right back over the plate, knuckling out there. What you're told to do, Tim, hit it right back up the middle. And that's what he does. Sweeney with the huge RBI single. Cora sending him home. And the Tigers, man, keep riding that train, man.
Well, Bill Murphy, the pitching coach, goes out and talks with Valdez. We go downstairs to Alden Gonzalez.
Hey guys, and yeah, you're seeing some of that patented aggressiveness from the Tigers base runners. This is who they need to be. Joey Cora is one of the most aggressive third base coaches in baseball. He actually called them all into a meeting on August 6th, basically reamed them out because they weren't being aggressive enough. I talked to Matt Vierling about this yesterday. He said the identity of this club needs to be taking extra bases, being aggressive. That's exactly who they've been these last 2 months.
Vierling takes outside. 1-0. So first and third, 2 men out, 2 runs in.
Remember last year in the postseason, 12 innings pitched for Valdez, 12 earned runs, and that was a major topic of discussion yesterday, and he's struggling here early on.
Two and one. Some stirring in the Astros bullpen. You have to make decisions quickly in a best of three. Fouled the other way.
And Michael, Dearling kind of personifies the way the Tigers play. Every day he comes to the ballpark, he's not sure where he's going to be playing. And he says, when we make a move in the 6th inning of a game, there's no telling where I might go. But that versatility really helps.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. And another base hit up the middle. Dearling with a single. Scoring as Roger Sweeney stops at second. And it is 3-0 Tigers.
They don't hit the home run ball a lot, but they do drive in runs here. 3 back-to-back singles. Again, we talk about Framber Valdez. It just doesn't look as crisp right now in the 2nd inning. Looks like the ball's floating up there, and these guys are taking care of it when they can. Right down the plate. Again, you got to find your spots.
And there's a strike to Malloy.
Valdez has had a history of getting flustered when things go poorly. He started to see a sports psychologist who has helped him tremendously. Well, he needs him right now.
0-2. This is what he did in 3 starts in the postseason last year. 0-3. 12 innings pitched, 9 ERA, 4 home runs allowed.
19 hits.
Swing and a miss. He got him on the curve. The inning finally over. But 3 runs on 4 hits. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Tigers ahead. A lot of singles by the Tigers in the 2nd inning, turning the number 8 hitter loose on 3-0, and they get it done. And it just seemed like Valdez did not get the pitch to get them out. So now Skubal has a 3-0 lead as he deals a strike to Bregman.
You don't need that big hit. Sometimes you just need 3 singles, and they just took care of it. They've been doing it the last couple months here, finding ways to get guys in by getting those singles and doubles. I mean, they do lead the league in triples, don't get me wrong. But the bottom of the lineup is huge for any team right now, and you're seeing it right now from the Tigers.
The 0-2 grounded to first. Torkelson right there. 1 away. Now, Todd, Skubal is an outstanding pitcher at any point, but when you give a guy like that a 3-0 lead, how much more difficult does it make it?
With 5 pitches after the 1st inning, it's going to be very hard. This guy fills up the strike zone. We talked about this earlier. He has the most strikeouts with 3 straight pitches, so he's going to fill the zone up. He doesn't matter who he's facing. He's determined to be the best, and he's proven it right now.
Yainer Diaz fouls it away.
He is 52 3-pitch strikeouts this year. That's the most in the major leagues. Carlos Rodon 2nd with 43.
Up the middle, knocks off the glove of Skubal, flips to first, 2 away. Now we see if Skubal's okay.
Just looking at that wrist, that hand.
Oh, no. The only thing you can think about is it's not his pitching hand for one. He's gripping a little bit.
Well, let's hope he's okay, but this would be a big blow to the Tigers if he were hurt, because he is by far their best starting pitcher. Let's take a look.
It looked like the glove kind of came off as it was about to field this line drive here. Let's see where it got him. Bottom of the thumb area right there. All right, well, a little scare there for the Tigers faithful, but he's back on the bump.
Motown just took a very deep breath. Jeremy Pena with 2 outs. And there was a strike. These two teams played 6 times this year. Astros won the matchup 4 games to 2.
But they haven't played each other in 3.5 months. Todd, how weird is that when you haven't seen a team in a long time?
Yeah, it depends on who's pitching, who's healthy, who's not. You know, what time of the year it is. Again, it's a whole different ball game in the postseason, as you're seeing. The crowd is totally out of it right now.
Up and away, 1-2.
You know, former Tigers manager Sparky Anderson used to always tell me there's nothing like a big pitcher. And this is a big, overpowering, imposing pitcher.
And the 1-2. Late and fouled it away. Well, Skubal with a 2.39 ERA, and that's the lowest for Detroit since Mark Fidrich had a 2.34 in 1976. Swing and a tip into the glove of Rogers, and Skubal perfect through 6.
And he's thrown 1 ball so far. That's how good his command has been.
6 up, 6 down through 2, and it is 3-0 Tigers.
Don't want to miss a postseason game? Just tell Siri. Show me the upcoming MLB schedule.
Riley Green swings at the first pitch and fouls it off as we start the 3rd inning. It is 3-0 Tigers in game 1 of this best-of-3 wild card series. Right back to Valdez. Flips to first. 1 away.
So, Michael, I asked a bunch of the Tigers, when did the season turn? And they said Williamsport. That was the day Riley Green came back healthy. Parker Metters came back healthy. They beat the Yankees in a walk-off that night, and it was like they all looked around and said, all right, maybe something's going on here. That was the starting point at the Little League World Series.
And that was a boring game up until the last couple innings, if I recall. Takes a little leaguer to get you going.
Ibanez slaps one the other way. It's a base hit. It's going to go into the corner and to the wall. Ibanez will go to second. He'll stop right there. So 1-out double for Andy Ibanez.
Yeah, you think about it. Singles are taking care of business. Usually it's like, oh, they're not making hard contact. And then here comes another one. 2-seamer. Had some movement there, but if you're looking away, good things do happen. Just a great piece of hitting there with that beautiful view right there. So for this Tigers team, keep on going. Framber's got to find a way to get the ball down a little bit more.
Nope. Pitch to Winsell Perez is low, 1-0. He started the 3-run rally in the second with a single to right. Ibanez leads off second. Altuve trying to check him back.
So we really haven't seen the great curveball yet, but
Chop 2 Altuve's right there. 2 down as Ibanez moves to 3rd.
But the day they scouted him and signed him, it was late in the evening, and they had to take the Astro scouts, put their headlights of their cars on him to see him throw. That's how dark it was. And they couldn't see his curveball, but they could hear it. They could hear the hiss of the curveball, and they signed him 5 minutes later, and that's how he ended up in the Astro system.
Here's Spencer Torkelson. Now, do you know if they had to use the high beams or just a...
What does that sound like, Tim, the hiss? I would love to know from a curveball.
Well, I think you would know a little bit better than I do.
I'm confused.
0-2 on Torkelson. Remember, Jim Cott was warming next to Sandy Koufax before a World Series game, and he said he heard the buzz of the curveball. It was so sharp. The 0-2. Looped into left field, but caught by Pena. Beautiful play by the Astros shortstop to end the inning. 3-0. Tigers lead. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Skubal has thrown 15 pitches, 14 strikes as we start the third, and there's another strike.
So, Michael, sorry, I heard a Koufax story before the game that he was tipping pitches. They knew his curveball was coming, and they still couldn't hit it. That's how great he was.
1-1. Real scary moment in the second. A comebacker off the bat of Diaz knocked the glove off of Skubal. Kind of hit him right on the base of the hand. Allen is lined into left field. It's a base hit. Caratini, the first base runner for the Astros. The best of 3 wild card round rolls out later with the Mets and the Brewers at 5:30. Then it's the Braves and the Padres rounding out the night at 8:30. Both are available on ESPN and the app. That'll bring up Mauricio Dubon. Now, strangely, he suffered a similar injury. Not that he's injured right now, but he's probably a little sore. September, Tigers are in Colorado. Brenton Doyle hit one right back to the mound and hit him almost in the exact same spot. 1-1. Tim, this baseball buffet, if you weren't working this game, you'd be in front of the TV just enjoying all 4 games, right?
Oh, it would be the greatest day of my whole life.
Late on that one, fouled it away.
So Skubal's dad is a principal in the school system, but when Tarek was in the 8th grade, his dad was his science teacher, and he said his dad would routinely, when he noticed his son wasn't paying attention, he would ask him a question in front of the class because he knew he couldn't answer it. Said it was all in good fun, though.
Grounded to short. Let's see if they turn 2. There's one on to first. Not in time. So Dubon reaches on the fielder's choice.
Nice feed right there by Sweeney to Ibanez. Just not fast enough for the speedy Dubon. That changeup's working really well for Skubal right now.
Here's Jake Myers, the number 9 batter in the order. And another strike.
So the league has hit .216 off that changeup. Again, Todd, when you got 100 miles an hour in your pocket, what does a hitter do?
You got to guess right, pretty much, man.
Well, the whole pitching mantra of the Tigers, it spins off of Skubal. They know that every 5 days they've got a guy who's going to give them length and likely win the game. And A.J. Hint said it's Tarek, Skubal, and pitching chaos the rest of the way.
32 games this year, the starting pitcher went 2 innings or fewer. 41 games this year, they went 3 innings or fewer. Again, there were a bunch of starters involved there, but this is right. This is him and the rest of the staff.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Jordan Baker, first base umpire.
Again, back to that changeup. It's the one he's going to go to as long as he can. That fastball is always going to be there. It's a left-hander, a power lefty, Randy Johnson kind of fastball. Don't worry about that. If you can manipulate him with that changeup, fastball is going to look that much faster.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed. On the change. 2 away.
Well, that's just not fair, Todd. We throw that hard, and then you could throw that pitch.
Look at the depth.
Here's Jose Altuve. He skied out to left in the first inning. There was a ground ball foul.
And swinging first pitch again. Both at bats for Altuve.
Both change-ups too. So you got to understand, when Altuve's hot, it doesn't matter where it is, he's going to crush it. And right now he's aggressive, as we know. He's been doing it for years.
27 postseason home runs for Altuve, second all-time to Manny Ramirez, who has 29.
And he's got 89 RBIs, second of all time. 117 hits, third of all time. One of the great postseason players ever. We're looking right at him.
103 postseason games. Shows bunt, takes a strike on the outside corner. Altuve hit .295 in the regular season, 20 homers, 65 ribbies. That one is looped into left field. That is going to dunk in for a base hit. Dubon stops at second, and it's a single for Altuve.
Well, we've seen Altuve do this too many times, the reach out single. Seems like he's perfected this swing over the years. Again, a little change up on the outer half. Oh, just touch it. Perfect placement. Here comes one of their hottest hitters.
Kyle Tucker takes up and in. Tucker missed 79 games from early June to early September with a fracture in his right shin from a foul ball. 18 games since coming back, hitting .365.
An OPS of 1.041. He's been great.
Fly ball into left center. Green is there, puts it away, and Skubal works into and out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left on base. We go to the 4th.
Top of the 4th from Houston. I'm here with Astros manager Joe Espada. And Joe, we saw Ronel Blanco getting loose a couple of times in the bullpen. What are you seeing from Framber Valdez, and what's the plan with him moving forward?
You know what? Stuff looks really good. He's just leaving those pitches up, up in the zone. He's especially his sinker. Anytime you see balls hit in the air and not inducing the ground balls, that means that he's not really executing his pitches. So we'll see if he can make an adjustment here right now, and hopefully he'll give us a couple of more innings.
And Tarek Skubal's been around the strikes. He's pounding a lot of strikes. What do you need to see from your offense to get back into this game, Joe?
What we saw the last inning. Be ready to hit. I thought our bats there we're better. We got some people on base. We got against the ropes. Now we gotta take care of business.
Joe, thank you very much, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Alden. So we start the 4th inning. 1-1 count on Parker Meadows. He reached on a fielder's choice in the second, came around to score later in the inning.
We talked about the big games that the Tigers have won during this 31-13. He hit a 2-out, 2-strike grand slam in the top of the 9th inning at San Diego to wipe out a 3-0 lead. They won 4-3. I asked him, what was that like? And he goes, I don't even remember running around the bases. I just blacked out.
2-2. Meadows, 24 years old, younger brother of former Ray and Tiger Austin Meadows. As he wraps one to center field, it's a base hit. Meadows with a leadoff single. Well, here are the featured event for the next week. On Saturday, we have number 5 Georgia hosting Auburn on ABC. Then it's UFC 307 main card. It begins at 10 Eastern on pay-per-view. Monday Night Football features the Saints and the Chiefs. Then Tuesday is the NHL opening night triple header featuring the defending Stanley Cup champions hosting the Bruins. And there's a strike to Rogers. RBI single by Rogers in the second. Got a green light on 3-0, and it paid off for the Tigers.
We said Rogers was not drafted out of high school, ended up in that Astros system, came over here in the Verlander trade. He is an elite defensive catcher.
Runner goes. Fly ball left field. Dubon will put it away as Meadows heads back to first.
He had that base stolen, too. That must have been a hit and run for sure. Great jump. Monster out there for Framber. Guys, when you're pitching, you know, I'm talking like I'm a pitcher, but when you're seeing a pitcher out there, and then we'll see the jump. Look at that. That was a monster jump. And when you're out there, you try to overcompensate after you get hit a lot. This is what happens. Balls are going to be squared up as we have the timeout. It's one of those things. If you've been so good for so long and then you get to the postseason, all of a sudden you struggle. Let me overcompensate by maybe trying to throw that curveball a little harder or that fastball a little too much on the outer edge and leave it out over the plate.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home.
For a limited time, get a free upgrade to Home Internet Plus. Just $50 a month.
Another trip to the mound by Bill Murphy as they're trying to settle down Valdez. And again, the way the 162 is played, it's completely different than this series. And this series is completely different than the best of 5 ALDS and then the ALCS. You've got to make decisions in a hurry. You lose a game, you could lose a season.
Everything changes, especially the way you use your pitching once October begins.
And I tell you what, throw your ego out the door. Get out there and play for each other.
It's to Sweeney. Out of the zone, 1-0. Sweeney with an RBI single to center. That was in the second. It's 3-0 Tigers. Game 1 of this best of 3.
Nope.
2-0. Sweeney, originally a first-round draft pick of the Yankees in 2021 out of Eastern Illinois University, 20th overall pick. Spent 3 seasons in the system, then traded to the Dodgers this December, and then flipped to the Tigers at the deadline.
Sweeney's done a nice job. The shortstops this year for the Tigers have a .237 on-base percentage. That is the lowest since 1968 when the Tigers shortstop had a .233. That was the year that Ray Oyler was replaced in the World Series by Mickey Stanley, who was their center fielder.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw second, not in time. Meadows steals second. Sweeney goes down on strikes.
As we said, that's now the 10th steal this year against Valdez with only 1 caught stealing. It was a huge jump again, Todd.
He hasn't thrown over once yet with a runner on first either. So again, if he's going on first move right there when the leg and knee come up, boom, he's off, and another great jump.
And Vierling takes high. 1-0. Vierling in that second inning, RBI single to center. He's 1 for 2.
They just look very comfortable at the plate, Tim, and that's a test to their manager telling them go out there and don't be afraid to hit with 2 strikes. Work for each other.
Tigers 3 for 7 with the runners in scoring position in this game. We're in the 4th.
This is the youngest team in baseball. Matt Vierling, their oldest guy, he's 28 years old.
You remember 28, Tim?
40 years ago.
Nope. There you go.
He checks a swing.
I just had my 50th high school reunion the other night.
He was the toast of the event.
Were you the guest speaker, too?
I did. Guess who I spoke about? Walter Johnson. Because I went to Walter Johnson High School. Have I ever told you that, Todd?
3-1. And a strike, 3-2 on Merely.
Todd was so impressed with that I went to Walter Johnson. I bought him a fleece Walter Johnson sweatshirt because I had one, so now he has one.
Really?
Yeah. You're next.
I can't wait.
Hey, it's comfortable too.
I bet.
I just got to figure out where I'm going to wear it. That's all.
The big train collection. I love it. 3-2. Chop to Pena. Fires to first, and that'll do it. No runs a hit, no errors, one man left. We're going to the bottom of the fourth in Houston.
Bottom of the fourth from Houston. I'm here with Tigers manager A.J. Hinch. And A.J., pretty scary moment there when Tarek Skubal got that line drive off the wrist. How is he doing, and what have you seen from him so far?
No, he's doing fine. You know, he had a similar thing a couple of weeks ago on the same glove hand. Went out there, he just needed a little bit of breather. He's doing a really good job of mixing his pitches. He's obviously got high end velo, and he's got a great compete button. You see him get out of that last inning, which was really huge.
A.J., thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Alden. And A.J., we start the bottom of the fourth, and they start Alvarez with a strike. Now it's 0-2.
So I asked Dusty Baker last year, who is Yordan Alvarez? He said he's Willie McCovey, which is pretty high praise. Others will tell you that he's more like David Ortiz. He has great pitch selection. He hits the ball at all fields and obviously has tremendous power. And a guy who's a hitter first, power hitter second.
Up the middle and through for a base hit. He hit that hard. Leadoff single for Alvarez.
And that right there is probably the first mistake that Skubal's made. Fastball on the outside half. Probably looking to go a little further away there on an 0-2 pitch. Just caught a little bit too much of the plate. He's looking to get extension, and he did. Nice hard hit up the middle. That's good for him. That's a good sign for the Astros and the faithful.
And Bregman. Now it's going to be interesting to see with Alvarez at first. It's going to be a base-to-base situation. He's not particularly fast, but now with the bad right knee, which is 75 to 80%, he's going to have to take it slow on the bases. Oh, 2.
Seems like every batter, he's either getting 0-2 or 1-2, and it's really fast. You're going to see a lot of timeouts here from some hitters.
Bad idea to get behind the count with a guy who throws 100 and a great changeup.
One and 2. Now, Bregman's been such an important part of this run for the Astros. He's a pending free agent, so there's some question, will they make an offer to bring him back? And you've heard, Tim, that they definitely want to bring him back.
Yes, I'm not sure they're going to be able to, but they want him back, of course.
Let's go downstairs to Alden.
Yeah, guys, a lot of uncertainty. As we know, pending free agent Scott Boras is his agent. This is the same organization that let Carlos Correa go. They haven't presented an offer yet, but I spoke to Dana Brown about this yesterday. He sounds optimistic. He thinks that they're going to be able to work something out. He says, look, we want to keep him here, and he wants to stay here. So there should be a way to make this work.
Part of the problem is that Kyle Tucker's a free agent after next year, and there's a question whether they're going to be able to afford both of them moving forward.
That one is drilled to left field, right down the line, foul. Now, you never know how the postseason's going to go, but the other day, Joe Espada took him out of a regular season game so he could get a huge ovation from the crowd. He is loved here, and he's earned that love. He is some player. Battling Skubal. Still 3-2.
Yeah, you saw that, him coming off. Kind of in between a little bit. Happy, you know, they're getting excitement, but rest assured, I think he does want to come back. It's just It's a factor on who's going to make the first move to make this thing happen at the end of the year.
Fly ball right field. Perez makes the play. 1 out. The Bregman at bat was a 9-pitch at bat. Now remember, Skubal retired them in order on 5 pitches in the first, so making him work a little bit. Here's Diaz. Now Diaz is a double play candidate. He has a 51% ground ball rate, second highest in the American League to Yandy Diaz. Yandy was at 55%. And Skubal does make you hit ground balls. Oh, and 2.
Now this inning, it looks like he's using that fastball more. We saw a bunch against Bregman. Now he's saying, here we go. Here's 98. Here's 99. Middle of the plate there. Bayou, though.
Skubal made 31 starts for the Tigers, and the Tigers as a team 21-10 in those starts. He was 18-4 overall.
And when he came to the big leagues, Gene Lamont, former major league manager and coach, he told me this one, Skubal, is going to be the best of all the young pitchers the Tigers had. And you remember Casey Mize, who's still with him, and a bunch of other guys, and he was absolutely right. He has become the best one among many.
Snap throw to first, and Alvarez gets back gingerly.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if they do hit one in the gap here down the line, how he does run. Again, he said 80%. I mean, on a knee, coming back a little early. Very interested to see him get back there.
Inside. That one just missed inside. 2-2. Another foul ball. So 2 straight batters really making Skubal work.
So, Michael, you made the point that he wears number 29, right? Same number as Mickey Lolich, one of the great pitchers in the history of the Tigers.
You see the outfield here, too. Look at the shift to the right side, left field. Green is way over. Ball down the line's a definite 2 bases.
3-2.
1971, Mickey Lolich threw 376 innings in one season.
Again, 9th pitch coming up. And he missed outside, so from 0-2 to a walk. And the Astros have something going, first and second. 1 man out. There's the pitching coach, Chris Fetter, coming out the top. Well, what Siri would say, it's 3-0 Tigers right now. We're the only game in town, the beginning of October baseball. 3 more games to go today. All on our family of networks. Mets and the Brewers, Braves and the Padres, and the Royals and Baltimore.
How about the Braves playing a doubleheader, emotional one, flying across the country to face a red-hot team?
The pitch to Pena is low.
Pretty big at bat here, Todd.
First and second. And there's a strike on the chain. So he got into trouble in the third and got out of it. He's in trouble again here in the fourth, trying to work his way through it. Tigers have 6 hits. The Astros have 3. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning, 3-0 Detroit. 1-1.
Looks like everything in right here. The changeup, the fastball, trying to cut his swing off. 2 really good pitches right there.
Pena, known for his 2022 postseason as a rookie, hit .353 in the ALCS that year. And down goes Pena for out number 2.
In that postseason, Michael, Pena became the first rookie shortstop ever to hit a home run in a World Series game. It's hard to believe.
Look at the depth on that, too, as well. It's kind of like a cut change. It looks like it's right over the plate, and then old saying, you pull the string.
Here's Caratini, single in the third.
Todd, best changeup you ever saw?
There's a couple guys, but the split changeup from Felix Hernandez was absolutely unhittable. That guy in his prime, ooh-wee.
Pedro Martinez had a really good changeup. I had a lot of trouble hitting that one.
The 0-1. 0-2. Two outs and 0-2 count. 100 miles an hour. Caratini spins out of the way.
And that's a show me pitch right there. Saying, hey, listen, I'm going to come in knowing I still got that changeup in my pocket if I do need it. But he's been gassing him up here with 3 straight fastballs.
And he waves at a changeup and goes down on strikes. Once again, he works out of trouble. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. All right, we go to the 5th inning here at Minute Maid Park in Houston, and the Tigers lead the Astros 3-0. Malloy will lead off against Valdez. And a strike. Malloy, 24 years old, from Bergenfield, New Jersey. Todd's neighbor. Base hit, right field. He is 1 for 2 and a walk. So leadoff single here in the 5th.
Some things you're seeing here, too, by the Tigers. They're taking the first pitch. This team leads the league in taking the most pitches per at-bats, too. So they're not afraid to hit with more strikes in the zone or balls. It doesn't matter. Again, a breaking pitch. Left out over. Once again, flat curveball getting driven to the right side.
Here's Riley Green. 1-0.
Tigers have 7 hits that are either to the opposite field or up the middle. They don't have one pull side hit so far, and that's part of the plan.
Green 0 for 2. Fouled the other way. Made his first All-Star team this season. Led the Tigers 24 home runs and 74 ribbies. Just 24 years old, 3rd major league season. Snap throw.
I went looking for the last playoff team not to have a 25 homer guy or a 75 RBI guy, and the Twins did it last year. And a few other teams have done it. The Dodgers did it twice in the 60s.
Inside.
Todd, I was thinking about the way this team is managed and what A.J. Hinch does. Mix and match and pinch hitting in the middle of the game. Any pitcher could pitch at any time. You would think that that couldn't be done with a veteran unit.
No, I don't think so at all. You know, you got guys that are used to being in certain places. I remember when I came up, they called a super utility guy. Played all different types of positions, but it kind of deterred me from the one thing that I did best was hitting. I had to worry about where I needed to be, this and that. But I guess when a team buys into it and understands, listen, we need to do the extra work. We need to pile on, you know, extra drills just to be prepared. And they have bought into this crazy scenario of baseball. And I don't mind it one bit.
3-1. And an indication of they're not laden with stars, because before the first game of a postseason series, everybody gets introduced. And the big stars on the team get booed loudly, and they elicit quite a response. There was no response from the crowd when the Tigers were introduced.
Not at all. Just, you know, a golf clap, good luck. And that was really it. The loudest was for A.J. Hinch. I thought that was great.
3-2. Swings and a tip into the glove of Diaz. One away.
To that point, Michael, Kerry Carpenter had a 2-homer game this year. Then a left-hander came in, and they took him out. They pinch hit for him, and he's standing on the top row of the dugout, screaming for the guy who's hitting for him. That's their team.
Well, that is going to do it. Joe Espada will remove Valdez with Ibanez coming up. So that'll do it for Framber. He departs. It's 3-0 Tigers.
And that's the day for Framber Valdez. Little disappointing. He came out here looking like the man he should have been, but guess what? His stuff was flat today. The fastball, couldn't find it in his zone. And every time the Tigers hitter got ahead of him, it looked like, bang, I had a swing for him. Everything was out and over. The plate, fastballs, change up. And this is what the Tigers do. They don't hit the homer too often, but when they get a pitch to hit, they're going to drive it. Always behind in the count. Something to look upon for the Astros coming up when he pitches again.
Hector Neris comes on, and right away to the bench, Colt Keith comes off the pinch hit for Ibanez. Now, Tim, this is the fascinating part of what the Tigers do, and the brilliance of a managerial strategy. All right, you bring in a righty now, and now Hinch goes to his lefties. You've got 4 lefties in the bullpen that you could turn around and then put them at a disadvantage. So when do you want to go to the bench? And right now is when Hinch is going. The 1-0. 2-0.
Well, he knows exactly when to go to his bench. That is one of A.J. Hinch's great strengths. Keith has been their primary second baseman, and Kerry Carpenter will be in before we know it with a right-hander on the mound.
Nope.
So 3-0 on the pinch hitter Keith.
Thing about Hector, he's got that splitter he will throw anytime in the count. Fastball split.
Ball 4.
And he walked him on 4 pitches. So first and second, 1 man out.
28 walks and 59 1/3 for Neris this year. He has a tendency with that great split to lose the strike zone.
So here is Perez. One for 2 with a run scored today. First and second, 1 man out. Five straight out of the zone by Neris.
Yeah, this is where one of those times an infielder or catcher go out and calm them down a little bit. You get a couple timeouts during the inning here. Take a deep breath and fire that fastball in there.
There's a strike. Neris, 35 years old, 11th big league season.
Second tour with the Astros. Very much a team leader in the bullpen. Every spring when he's been with the Astros, he invites Latin American guys over to his house for dinner. They have all sorts of conversations.
Valdez now an interested spectator in the dugout. 2-1. Fouled away. Now Perez as a switch hitter is better against righty pitching. He's a .251 hitter against righties. .209 against lefties. Two-2. 2 on, 1 out. Popped up behind the plate. Diaz gives it a look, runs out of room. Well, after a couple of seasons in Houston, Neris signed with the Cubs. Then he was released by the Cubs on August 20th and signed right back with the Astros 4 days later. His first go-around in Houston, 2.69 ERA, and won a World Series in 2022 with the Astros. The old inside move, chasing the runner back.
It's a huge inning for both teams here. If the Tigers can add on some more, that would be great for them. The Astros got to find a way to get some outs here to keep this game at 3-0.
Grounded foul. Two. Swing and a miss. Perez down on strikes. The MLB app is your place for live baseball, real-time highlights, and pitch-by-pitch updates faster than ever. Get personalized highlight reels based on players you follow every day. Download the MLB app today. So here is Torkelson. There's that splitter, 0-1.
When they sent him to the minor leagues, they told him just go down there and take a breath. Todd, has that happened to you where you just got to go somewhere and take a breath?
Yeah, either that or you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I belong here. You know, the confidence and the prowess you need to play this game. It's a hard game. It is so hard to understand. One day you can be doing so good, and the next day you look yourself in the mirror like, what is going on?
0-2. Torkelson calls time. Runners lead. Rip foul.
Usually when you see that, Tim, he's going back to his bread and butter, that split finger, that fastball with center cut right there.
Malloy off second. Keith is off first. Another foul ball.
Two pitches right there that he wants back. Both right down the plate.
Swing and a miss, and that'll do it as he works out of trouble. The end of 4 1/2. We're halfway through. It's 3-0 Tigers. Now the three of us are going to take a deep breath. We'll be back. Well, the 27-year-old lefty, Tarek Skubal, has lived up to the advanced billing. He has 4 shutout innings in the book. Through 33 pitches through 29 in the 4th inning, but again, putting up zeros in the run column, and he is into it, and he is pumped up. And now he faces the bottom of the order, 8, 9, and then Jose Altuve here in the 5th. He's thrown 62 pitches so far. Dubon starts it off. And there's a swing and a miss. 0-1. That one is looped to right field, and it is caught by Torkelson. A nice play going into the outfield to put it away. Out number 1.
Again, another underrated thing about this team. Good defense.
Hey, join us tomorrow for another full day of playoff baseball. Baseball tonight at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's on ABC. Then we're back with Tigers Astros at 2:30. Royals Orioles at 4 on ESPN2. Baseball tonight at 5 on ESPN. Mets Brewers at 5:30 on ESPN. And Braves Padres at 8:30 on ESPN. And all that means is Tim is not leaving his room.
I told you, greatest day of my life so far.
That one is scorched into right center, but right there is Meadows. 2 away. Now defensive change for the Tigers. Keith pinch hit for Ibanez, so he is at second base. And the Tigers lose a little defense there. He was -8 in defensive runs saved, the 4th worst among Major League second basemen. Now this is a shocker. You know who was the worst was? Altuve.
Really?
Yeah, at -13. And here he is. Nice, easy inning for Skubal. Gets his pitch count under control as Altuve skies out. Astros go down in order. 5 in the books. Tigers 3, Astros nothing. Well, welcome back to the 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. Brian King comes on for the Astros 3rd pitcher. Valdez started. Neris got out of the jam in the 5th, and now the lefty King.
2.39 ERA this year. He throws what the Astros will tell you is an invisible fastball. He throws at 92. It looks like 96.
And a strike.
Because he hides it so well. That can happen, Todd, right?
No, most definitely. He hides it well. Not much to it. And once it comes out like a cannon.
27 years old from Parker, Colorado. Made his major league debut on June 23rd. Strikeout rate near 30%.
Nope.
One-two count on Meadows. Now let's get it down to Alden Gonzalez now about the Astros roster configuration.
Yeah, and guys, the strength of the Tigers is from the left side batter's box. And so as a counter, Joe Espada is carrying 3 left-handed relievers on his roster. Obviously, the closer, Josh Hader, but Brian King, who we're seeing now, and Caleb Ferguson.
That one's popped up on the left side. Bregman in foul territory. 1 out. Now, the roster configuration throughout baseball for this wild card series, it's only a best of 3. You can only use 3 starters, so you don't carry as many pitchers because a lot of teams, that one's lined into left field. It's a base hit for Rogers. A lot of teams will take 2 of their starters they're not using and use them as long men, and then they just have more position players.
Yeah, that's why the bullpen is key too as well. You think about the Diamondbacks last year, who used their bullpen a lot more too, not that many starters. And I mean, look at the Tigers, what they've been doing. As you said earlier, Tim, 32 games of starting pitching, only going 2 innings or less. So you're going to see a lot of the bullpen only when Skubal's not pitching.
And that Tiger bullpen has been really effective the last 2 months. That makes it a weapon. You have a deep, versatile bullpen in October. You have a chance.
1-1. Now Blanco is warming, so you wonder, just 3 batters for King. The wheels are turning in both dugouts. Two and 2. We're in the 6th. 3 runs in the 2nd inning for Detroit. So far, that's holding up 3-0. Tigers with 8 hits and the Astros with 3. Did he go? No, he did not. Alfonso Marquez says he held up.
Close.
Strike 3. Sweeney down looking.
Michael, we talked about Jack Flaherty being traded. Remember, Mark Canha, Carson Kelly, Andrew Chafin all traded. They took a bunch of veterans because they trusted these young guys were going to be ready.
They will go to the bullpen. They'll bring in Blanco with 2 outs and 1 on here in the 6th. All right, so it's 3-0 Tigers, and it's not going to take long to recap the scoring. All we have to do is go to the 2nd inning, couple of runners on base, 2 outs, and then Jake Rogers swings at a 3-0 pitch, short single. That's an RBI. Trey Sweeney follows, another single, another RBI, and then Matt Bierling, a single to center field, drives in the 3rd and final run. And Ronel Blanco will take over, and he will face Matt Bierling with a runner on 1st and 2 outs.
Blanco won 13 games this year with a 2.80 ERA, but because he's pitching in relief in the minor leagues and because he's been a closer in the Dominican in the winter, he was best suited to go to the bullpen among all the starters.
And his numbers are pretty impressive, Tim. 190 opponents batting average against. That led the American League. 2.80 ERA was second to Scooble's 2.39.
His 2 best pitches are a slider and fastball, and they mirror each other so well you can't tell the difference between either one on the way.
3-0.
So Todd, they say that, you know, he tunnels it so well. Like every pitch out of the hand looks the same. For a hitter, how disconcerting is that?
Well, it's hard because, you know, as a fastball swinging hitter as I was, you're always looking for that, and everything looks like a fastball, and then boom, it falls right out of the zone. But for him right now, there you go. The first 3 pitches were way out of the zone here, so to kind of calm down and throw one over the plate there. Luckily 3-0, they weren't swinging.
And the 3-1. 3-2, so that's going to release Rogers at first. 3-2, 2 outs. And the payoff. Swing and a miss. Got him. Blanco comes on and gets Bierling as the Tigers strand 1. 3-0 Detroit. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Well, the best of 3 wild card round rolls on later with the Mets and the Brewers at 5:30. Then it's the Braves and the Padres rounding out the night at 8:30. Both are available on ESPN and the app. There's Lindor. I mean, what a home run yesterday. I don't care where you lean as a fan, but if you're a baseball fan, what a wondrous moment.
And did you see him run around the bases? He was totally emotionless. It was so impressive. It's almost like this is what they brought me here to do.
Outside.
Pitch outside to Kyle Tucker as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-0 Tigers. Scooble had a 5-pitch first inning and a 5-pitch 5th inning. And strike, 1-1. Tucker's 0 for 2. Astros have 3 hits, all singles.
Tucker's such a good hitter against left-handed pitching, he says, in part because he used to face his brother all the time throwing wiffle balls as a kid. It got him used to seeing a left-hander coming at him. Who knows where it starts?
1-2. Now, 3rd time through the order for Scooble, just like everybody else. Your numbers get a little worse, but his quote-unquote worse is great. 3rd time through the order, opponents hit .215 against him, and he still has a 30% strikeout rate. Popped up, shallow center. Sweeney puts it away. 1 down. And that'll bring up Yordan Alvarez. He's 1 for 2. Playing at less than 100% with a bruised right knee. Upstairs. How about this? 300 extra base hits and 300 walks, first 600 career games. That's nice company there.
Right. Those, for me, are 3 of the 5 greatest hitters of all time, Garrett Ruth and Ted Williams. And he's on that list.
So no love for Hank Greenberg? What's up with that?
No, I love Hank Greenberg. but he's not as good as those guys.
Okay.
Hank Greenberg, former Tiger, one of the great Tigers ever.
1-1. 1-2.
Hank Greenberg had 105 RBIs at the All-Star break one year. Didn't make the All-Star team. How can that be?
Tough league. 2-2. And the lefty deals. Strike three. Alvarez down looking.
Todd, this is really, really impressive what Eric Skubal is doing.
He's putting on an absolute clinic right now, and he's working at a feverish pace. And that ball couldn't have been in a better spot, too. And look at it come back. It's like he's got a magnet on that ball wherever he wants it to go.
The first 19 batters he faced, 15 first pitch strikes. Todd, you get ahead 0-1 with his stuff. It's a huge advantage.
Yeah, and then the second pitch is coming 5 seconds later, so you better be ready.
And the pitch.
Todd, when a guy works this quickly as a hitter, does it throw you off a little bit?
Yeah. I mean,
even with the pitch clock?
You're used to routine. And, you know, you think a guy like Joey Votto, I don't think he would mind it at all. Guys in the past who take their time.
And you only have that one timeout to play with.
That's it.
Bregman is grounded to first and fly ball to right. And the pitch.
Outside.
Skubal turned his back on home plate.
He wanted that one.
So Tony Randazzo's been calling a really good game back there. Besides for 1 or 2, I think you'd take that.
And now Skubal calls out Rogers. He wants to settle himself down because he was a little ticked off at the call. Well, no, maybe something's up because now the athletic trainer and Hinch coming out. So maybe he turned his back because something was bothering him. See if we see anything.
Torqued his back, Todd, maybe?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. You know, at first you think he's like, man, I wanted to pitch, but now looking back, maybe something was up there. His leg kind of got twisted a little bit. I'm not sure. I know the fans are booing here, but, you know, could have some kind of injury.
Now, the one thing that you always hear about Skubal, obviously extraordinary talent, but really, really tough.
A.J. Hinch talks about that all the time and his understanding in between starts what he needs to do.
Knowing how good that changeup is, even at a 3-2 count with a really good hitter up, you really got to be ready for that fastball and react. There it is. He is carving up any pitch he wants to up in that zone, and they're swinging. Whether they miss or not, it's been very impressive to watch here, almost through 6 innings.
Popped up on the right side and out of play.
Well, Michael, you've established that I went to Walter Johnson High School. So did Alex Bregman's father, Sam, and his Uncle Benny.
Wow.
Uncle Benny was a sophomore when I was a senior.
Spartans go a long way.
That one is clubbed to left field. And Green's going to play it off the high wall. And that holds Bregman to a single. The Crawford box is giveth and taketh away. And that one held it to a single.
Bregman saw a bunch of pitches his last at bat too, so the more he saw, the better he gets. Guy's been doing it for a long time here, especially in the postseason. Change up, stayed up, got extension. Almost gets up over the Crawford boxes. Oh, man.
Wow.
Less than a foot. Remember, it hits that yellow line. It's still in play. It's got to go over.
Here's Diaz. Bregman single off the wall, his fourth, or the Astros' fourth hit of the game. And the pitch. So quickly 0-2.
You can see Diaz, too, looking like, what is he going to throw me here? He just blew it by me and then threw the changeup, pulled the string.
Swing and a miss. 99 upstairs, and Diaz down on strikes. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. Power against power. Skubal, 6 shutout. Eligible Capital One Rewards card holders, you can redeem your rewards for tickets to the MLB postseason on Capital One Entertainment. Visit CapitalOne.com/entertainment for more information. Not much for Astro fans to cheer about so far as we go to the 7th inning. And it is 3-0 Tigers. And Kerry Carpenter is going to pinch hit for Malloy against Blanco. Chop foul.
And Carpenter just pounds right-handed pitching. He's slugging this year overall .587. 250 at-bats or more. The only ones who have a higher slugging percentage than him are Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and Bobby Witt Jr. That's how productive this guy's been.
0-2. Blanco, the 4th pitcher used by Joe Espada. Valdez started, gave up the 3 runs. Then Neris, King, and now Blanco. Game 1 of the best of 3 wild card. And the 0-2. No. Did he go? Did he go? No, he did not, said Marquez.
So yesterday I asked Kerry Carpenter, you're slugging almost 600. You're not starting game 1. He goes, look, I want to play every day, but we all know our roles here, and we all go along with the plan. Absolutely no ego involved.
You know how hard that is to do, too, as well. Just think about that. Telling all you bunch of youngsters, this is our plan here. When everybody else is getting all these deals and this and that, well, I got to prove myself. I got to do this. 20 homers. I got to do this and that. It's absolutely incredible what A.J. Hinch has done.
Another check swing. And again, he didn't go. And the pitch. Chopped to first. Nice play by Caratini. 1 away.
That's a catcher playing first base. It's a pretty good play.
Very good. Good reaction, too. You get that big hop, you know you got to come get it. Looked effortless, looked easy, and he was under control here as we're seeing the replay. See the big hop, first move, come get it. Oh, man. Made it look really easy.
Bradley Green takes low, 1-0. Chop toward Caratini. He feels he'll take it himself. 2 down. The ESPN Bet live odds are on your screen. As you can see, where Detroit and Houston are on the money line. ESPN Bet is the official sportsbook of ESPN. New players can get their first bet on today's game insured up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Scan the QR code to download the ESPN Bet app gets started today. What a play. Colt Keith swings and misses.
And Keith is one of these guys who makes adjustments after every single at bat. So AJ was telling me that he made it out the other day at 108 miles an hour, and he said, I got to do something about that. And he said, no, that's fine. You had a great swing. It just didn't go through.
Still 0-2.
All different types of players in this league. You got your guys that'll stay up at night knowing they went 0 for 4, but hit the ball hard 3 out of 4 times. And then you got guys like me that got 3 hits off the end of the bat, feeling pretty good the next day.
Popped up. Long run for Bregman in the seats.
So today is Rod Carew's birthday. Today is Mark McGwire's birthday. And today Roger Maris hit his 61st homer. And today Babe Ruth had the called shot in the 32 World Series.
How do you remember all that?
Well, I look up every day like what happened.
I thought you were at some of those games. No.
It was chilly in Chicago that day.
Yeah, it was. Was the wind blowing in or out too?
Check swing. You know, there's some debate about that, Tim. Some people say he didn't call it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like he
was just waving his bat to shut up the Cubs.
But I have a T-shirt. It's a called shot T-shirt, and it's a picture of Babe Ruth pointing.
Well, then I'm going with your T-shirt. The better story. Three and 2 on Colt Keith. He pinch hit in the 5th inning for Andy Ibanez, worked the walk. And the payoff is high, so a second walk for Keith. So 1 on 2 outs. And Winsell Perez will come on. You know, you got a shot of Joe Espada there, and you have to feel really good for him. Baseball lifer, interviewed for a lot of managerial jobs, didn't get them. Finally got an opportunity here with the Astros, and he took the team to the playoffs after a really, really rough start.
7-19, 12-24, and he never panicked because that's what Dusty Baker and so many others he's worked with have told him. You can't panic early.
Now it was Hinch that actually brought Espada to Houston in 2018, and they go back a long time. The A's selected Hinch and Espada in back-to-back rounds in 1996, AAA teammates in 99 and 2000. So they know each other very well. That one is looped into right field. It's going to fall in front of Tucker for a base hit. Colt Keith will make it to third, going to second, and in there is Perez. So aggressive base running by the Tigers, and they both just get in.
There was no hesitation going to second base on that too as well. That slide went around. Looks like they're going to take a look at this, but man, they were both moving, Tim.
Well, again, we talked about how the Tigers have taken the extra base more than any team in the major leagues this year, and it's not even close. And that's another example, assuming, of course, he's safe at second.
So they're going to challenge. He's not out at second. Maybe they'll challenge the play at third.
Maybe at the end there, if we get a better look, his right hand might come off at the end. So safe there.
I think he's safe, right?
How did he get his foot in there, too? What a slide and way to keep his feet and his hand on. So when his hand comes off, his foot comes on.
Now, in playoff baseball, you get 2 challenges, not the one you get during the regular season. Let's take a look at the replay review powered by Zoom. Now, they'll get about, we were talking today, they'll get about 22 angles of the play. That's why what you might see on TV, you might say, well, that's clear, but they get other angles that might not even be available.
He's not blocking the bag either, because that was a big point of this year.
You know, when you see the replay review center, Todd, you wonder, is that the review center or is that Tim's basement?
If that's Tim's basement, I'm coming over to watch the World Series.
After review, call stands. The runner is safe.
Well, they took a shot, and that's fine because, again, they do have the 2 challenges, and they thought maybe he might have come off for a moment, but he did not.
Again, this is what happens when you take another base here. Now you have 2 guys in scoring position and no force play in order. Tigers push it all the time.
So here's Torkelson now. Second and third, big spot in this game. It's 3-0 Tigers. Check swing. Astro crowd not in agreement on some of these check swing calls. 2-0 on Torkelson. So Colt Keith is at third. Perez at second. 2 men out. We're in the 7th. There's a strike from Blanco.
Nope.
3-1. Meadows is on deck. There's a lefty warming in the Astros bullpen. And that's ball 4. So Torkelson walks to load the bases. Caleb Ferguson is warming. And it looks like they'll stay with Blanco. Works from the full windup with the bases loaded. And that one's popped up. Bregman takes a look, out of play.
And you see the difference here with runners on, too, as well. The swinging first pitch. If you get a pitch to hit here in the later innings, no need to waste any time. Go get it.
And the 0-1.
Nope.
This time he did go. And Meadows didn't like that call. Can't make everybody happy. Crowd getting into it, looking for the strikeout. And they get it. Meadows swings and misses. And Blanco works out of a bases-loaded jam. After 6.5, it's time for the stretch in Houston. Tigers lead 3-0. The 2024 Wild Card Series is presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. Now let's take a look at today's active play of the game, brought to you by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
Yeah, this guy right here, we're talking Tarek Skubal, has been so dominant. He started off with throwing a lot of fastballs on the inner half, and then he went back, as you see how hard he was throwing, to that changeup, which he manipulated batters left and right. We knew how good he was, seeing him live and in person here in the postseason. We didn't know what to expect. And again, it was must-see TV for him. A nice outing, 6 innings pitched, 6 Ks, only 1 walk.
Will Vest comes on and deals outside. No matter who A.J. Hinch brings in from the bullpen's been great. It's going to be a step down from Tarek Skubal, and I'm sure the Astros say, okay, let's go get it now, bottom of the 7th inning. West has good numbers, 69 games, 2.82 ERA. Pena fouls it away.
And Hinch has used every one of his relievers in a leverage situation. Every one of these guys will be ready for a difficult spot. Will Vest has done it a bunch of times. Fastball's his best pitch. League has hit 183 against it. No homers off his fastball this year.
So 69 appearances ties Jason Foley for the team lead. He's allowed just 3 home runs in 70 and a third innings. Strike 3. Pena down looking. Pena struck out 3 times.
Just fastball after fastball right on the outer half here. But the old looking local got the express action.
Let's go downstairs to Alden Gonzalez.
Yeah, and guys, one thing Alex Bregman told me before the game is that A.J. Hinch is really good at putting his pitchers in favorable lanes. We see now Will Vest coming in, the right-hander. Tyler Holton, the lefty, warming up in the bullpen, and he's going to come in probably to face that Cal Tucker, Yordan Alvarez part of the lineup at the top.
0-2. 98 miles an hour from Vest. 29 years old from Houston, so we'll return home for him and see the bullpen this season, how good it's been.
Outside.
As we've said, Michael, it's just so hard to match up with the bullpen because you're never quite sure how A.J. Hinch is going to use it.
Shot and foul. Wow, I don't know about that. Marquez said foul. From up here, that looked fair.
Always look at the third base coach, Gary Pettis, over there. He's not complaining. Even though it's a tough view for him, we're going to see the replay. Let's see. Oh.
And all that matters, of course, on a bouncing ball is where was the ball when it passed over the bag. And it sure looked like that was close to being fair there. Doesn't matter where it lands after the bag.
Yep.
Did it cross the bag in fair territory?
Marquez seemed pretty certain.
It's the crew chief.
You see, when they get exaggerated over a call, that always it speculates the decision for me.
Strike 3. Caratini down looking. 2 strikeouts for Vest. Now check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear it with your favorite team at MLBshop.com.
Michael, what we also learned about Todd at the Little League World Series is he's a great umpire. He's got all the great calls, and he is the funniest basketball official I've ever seen. When he does a player control or a block call, it is hilariously funny. We'll do that later tonight.
All right, sounds good. John Singleton is going to pinch it for Mauricio Dubon. A strike. West, like Skubal, fill in the strike zone. Skubal in his pitches, 88 pitches, 64 strikes, 73% strike thrower. 0-2.
Oh, man. That is filthy right there. After throwing all fastballs, comes there with a little wrinkled changeup at 92. Oh, my.
$13 pitches, 11 strikes. That one off the outside corner, 1-2.
So when Jason Hayward joined this team, he went to Singleton and said, "You're hitting the ball too hard." you're swinging the bat too hard. You don't need to do that. And Singleton responded that night by hitting 2 doubles and a single, got 3 hits. I'm not sure I've ever heard anyone say you're hitting it too hard, but his point was you're so strong you don't need to overswing and hit every ball 430 feet.
The 2-2. That one is cracked to center field. Meadows back. He's got room, and he puts it away for the final out. So the Astros go down in order against Will Vest, and we're going to the 8th inning. Welcome back to the 2024 Wild Card Series presented by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it. And you got to join us tomorrow for another full day of playoff baseball. Baseball tonight at 2 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Then we're back at it. Game 2, Tigers-Astros at 2:30 on ABC. 4 p.m. is baseball tonight on ESPN. You have the Royals and the Orioles at 4:30 on ESPN. Mets and the Brewers at 7:30 on ESPN. And the Braves and the Padres at 8:30 on ESPN2. Another full day. McCormick takes over in left field for the Astros. 1-2 on Rogers. So Blanco worked out of a bases loaded jam in the 7th, striking out Meadows. And down goes Rogers.
Pretty simple right there. Slider after slider after slider.
When your slider looks like your fastball, that makes your slider even better.
Trey Sweeney 1 for 3. Jumps on the first pitch and fouls it away.
So I was talking to Joey Cora about saying, you know, Sweeney hasn't hit, and he went like this. Well, he hadn't hit yet. He said, wait till he learns, because he's got great power, too.
You made a comment earlier about Joey Cora saying that Hinch is the best game manager.
Right, and his brothers.
How's that going to go on Thanksgiving? How's Alex going to take that?
Well, he said he's the best one I've ever been around. He's never actually worked with his brother.
Okay.
No.
That's quite a compliment because he was around Buck Showalter, who's known as a great game.
Of course. Clint Hurdle and Lou Piniella and a bunch of others. And A.J. Hinch is managing like every inning, every pitch, it seems like.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Sweeney down on strikes. And that brings up Bierling.
That circle change right there just falling off the table. Snell's come in here and done a really good job for the Astros, keeping them at bay.
Now, we joked about this earlier. We don't know who the starter is going to be for the Tigers. And A.J. Hinch said he doesn't know either because it's how he deploys his bullpen today. That's how fluid it is and how they win games.
Right. He could pitch Reese Olson tomorrow, who's been a starter all year, but he could start Bo Brisky, who started back-to-back games as a relief pitcher who started back-to-back games and then 10 days later got a save. Again, any role you need these guys in, they'll take it, and AJ's not afraid to put him in any role.
1-2. 2-2 on Bierling. Bierling 1 for 4. RBI single in the 2nd. All the scoring in this game took place in the 2nd inning. Sky right side and makes the screen in front of the seats. Brisky also started warming when they were checking on Skubal, so he's still an option for tomorrow. 3-9-0 for Detroit. 0-4-0 for Houston. Detroit's left 10 runners on base. The Astros 5. And there's a walk to Bierling. And that'll bring up Carpenter. And that'll bring up Espada as he's going to go for the left-hander against Carpenter. Runner on, 2 men out. It's 3-0 Detroit. We're in the top of the 8th in the first game of the wild card. So Blanco does a good job, and Espada is going to match up against the lefty Carpenter. This is what we were talking about earlier, Tim. If you go to your lefties off the bench and then you go to them early, that allows the other manager to come in and face off against them.
Absolutely. And Kerry Carpenter, as we said, just clobbers right-handed pitching. Not so much against lefties, but I'm sure they'll keep him in here. But that whole bench knows exactly what's going on when the game starts.
So Caleb Ferguson, who started the season with the Yankees, comes on in a big moment here for the Astros. Runner on first with 2 men out, and the Tigers lead 3-0. Back here in the booth, that's Tim Kirchin, that's Todd Frazier, I'm Michael Kay. Alden Gonzalez obviously is down on the field. The 4-man booth working well today, and I hope you guys are going to be back tomorrow, right?
Yes, I'm planning on it. By the way, the 4-man booth, we've got 3 guys wearing sneakers today. I'm the only one not wearing sneakers.
It was in all of the texts.
I'm also the only one wearing a 7.5 shoe today, so.
You know what? They don't shoot us from the bottom, so we can wear flip-flops, right, Todd?
Tim, you look great, buddy. You got 25 suits. I figured out you got at home that you said you look really good in. Now we just got to fix the bottom half. That's all.
And Michael told me he loved my tie. There we go.
Terrific tie.
Well, I got the whole suit together. Yeah.
That's a big money tie, Tim. You deserve it.
Got it at Nordstrom for kids. Like I go everywhere.
So Ferguson against Carpenter. And that one is in the dirt. And one goes to second, and he is out, trying to advance. Veerling took off, but Diaz fired a strike to end the inning. 3-0. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative that highlights the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Jason Hayward pinch hitting for Jake Myers, and he takes a strike. Vest in for a second inning of work. He dominated in the 7th.
Hayward, one of those guys, veteran guys looking for a little poke right here. He's way off the plate. We've seen this recently, him trying to get some extension on that swing. Dives kind of towards home plate.
The 2-1. Fouled away.
So be a huge guy to get on base right here with the top of the lineup coming up.
Well, Hader ready in the pen. Swing and a tip into the glove of Rogers, 1 away.
Again, there's that 4-seamer. The league hit 183 off of that. And you got 3 other pitches you could throw for a strike. And then he throws that hard. That's a tough at bat.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing here, and it's a fastball. It got on him. It's something you're looking for. 2 strikes. Got a bunch of them to hit. It's like, hey, as a big league hitter, you usually get 1 to hit. He got a couple there, and he says, so what?
And the pitch to Altuve is a strike. Altuve 1 for 3. Dunked a single left field in the 3rd. And has fly balls to left and right. 0-2.
So Alex Bregman told me last year Altuve is, I'm just quoting here, is by far the best athlete in the major leagues. He can jump higher, run faster, and he's stronger than everyone on our team. He just raves about the athleticism of the little second baseman.
Strike three, Altuve down looking. 4 strikeouts for Best in 1 2/3. And with Tucker coming up, A.J. Hinch is coming out. Takes the ball from Best.
And look at where this spot was right there, right on the black. And here comes another pitch and change.
Can't be better than Best was. He dominated. 5 up, 5 down, 4 strikeouts. Hinch goes to the pen for Tucker. Well, be a part of history by helping select the 6th annual All-MLB team presented by MGM Rewards. Vote today for players you believe have the best performance at each position. Terms and conditions apply. Go to MLB.com/AllMLB for more information. Well, Tyler Holton will come on, sporting a 2.19 ERA in 66 games. Holton against Tucker. Grounded foul. So you see the way the Tigers do business. You can't be more dominant than Best was, but this is a matchup that he probably envisioned before the game. I'm going to bring in Holton to face Tucker late.
5 batters, 4 strikeouts, takes him out. Again, that unpredictable nature of this bullpen, we're seeing it right here.
Tap slowly to third. The throw got him. So the Astros go down in order against 2 Tiger pitchers. And we are going to the 9th. Welcome back to game 1 of the wild card series between the Tigers and the Astros. Tigers lead 3-0, and despite the Astros trailing, they do go to their closer, Josh Hader. 71 games this year, 71 innings, 3.80 ERA.
And 105 strikeouts in 71 innings. For his career, Todd, he averages 14.7 strikeouts per 9 innings. And you face it.
Yeah, I have. And his fastball is so electric. You feel like you're on it, and then you're underneath it. You feel like you got a hole in your bat. I mean, it's the worst feeling in the world.
And Carpenter takes a strike. So Hader had 34 saves this year. That's second in the American League behind the Guardians' Emmanuel Clase's 47. There's a ground ball, second base. 1 away. Now, if you look ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning for Houston, you've got the heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 coming up as they try to make up what is now a 3-run deficit. So here's Riley Green. That's drilled deep to right field. Is it fair? That ball is a fair ball. And it bounces into the seats for a double. Right down the line. Tucker gave chase, couldn't get there. Then it bounced over the wall for 2.
I mean, Tim, right off the bat, the noise told you. I thought that was going right off the bat. It kind of went up and just stopped. If you want the truth, came right back down. Tucker kind of slowed up a little bit out there in right field, too. Talking to Bregman before the game, he said the ball does not go anywhere when that roof is closed. And again, this ball was really high up there. Seemed like it wasn't going to come back down, but again, here come the Tigers.
And there's a strike to Keith. 0-1. One and one.
Just doesn't seem fair. He also throws a slider. The league's hitting 117 off the slider, so he throws almost 100, and his best pitch might be his slider.
You got to sit on one pitch, and hopefully you get a strike with it and try and drive it through the ground. You got to get on top of his fastball.
Hader has a career strikeout percentage of 41.5. And I mention that because that's the highest in Major League history for any pitcher with a minimum of 400 innings. Astros signed him to a 5-year, $95 million deal last offseason.
Nope.
Remember with the Padres last year, he essentially said, I only want to pitch 1 inning. When he came here, the Hader rules essentially went away. He's pitched more than 1 inning 7 different times this year, and he's had just as many non-save situations as he's had save situations.
It is funny. He's had, multiple innings, but 71 games, 71 innings. It comes out to an inning.
Yes. Usually does with these closers.
He was not good in April, but since then a 3.24 ERA. There's a ground ball to first. Caratini steps on the bag as Green moves to third. So 2 down. Here is Winsel Perez.
Inside.
1-0. Hader's a 5-time All-Star. And he's 1-1 against Perez. Runner at third. 2 outs here in the ninth. It's 3-0 Detroit.
There's that slider that just not fair.
It kind of floats, too, as he throws it.
God, that sounded like a bad dream moan that you just did. 1-2.
Let's stop.
Time.
And he can throw that slider to both sides of the plate, which is just another huge advantage that he has.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. We're in the ninth. Foul back. Three runs on 10 hits for Detroit. No runs on 4 hits for the Astros. Clean game defensively for both teams. Detroit has stranded 10. The Astros 5. Not that many opportunities, just those 4 hits.
You think of it, where is the hitting going to come from for the Astros here? They got one more chance. Who's going to step up? Who's going to find a way? They've had 2 opportunities with runners on. That's it. Give credit to the Tigers staff as they've been doing it all year long.
The 2-2. Popped up. Caratini makes the play, and that'll do it. Pitches around the double as the Tigers strand 1. Last licks coming up for the Astros. Milwaukee is hosting the Mets in game 1 of their wild card. The youngster Jackson Chourio could not celebrate with champagne when they clinched. He's too young. Mets Brewers 5:30 on ESPN. All right, the new pitcher for the Tigers here in Houston is going to be Jason Foley. And Foley in 69 games, 3.15, 60 innings, 18% strikeout rate, below major league average. And he's right at the average for walk rate. And he nailed down 28 saves for Detroit. He's going to face the heart of the order for the Astros.
He's got that really hard sinker, which is why his strikeout rate is a little down. Throws a slider, League's hit 113 off the slider. He's had a really good year. Again, Todd, just another relief pitcher who's done a terrific job, especially the last 2 months for the Tigers.
Yeah, key cog for them, too, as well. And it seems like A.J. Hinch has pushed all the right buttons here. Can they finish this game one out?
So here is Yordan Alvarez. 1 for 3. And a strike. Foley is 28 years old from North Belmore, New York. That's in Nassau County. 4th major league season. Since August, 1.59 ERA.
And he throws the sinker 97 miles an hour. Todd, when I first started covering Michael, you throw a sinker, it was at 81 miles an hour. Now we're throwing it in the upper 90s. Tough time to hit the big leagues.
That's why I'm here right now.
The 0-2. Well, Foley had a 2.76 ERA through June, but then he had a 9 ERA in July, and he lost his 9th inning job, but he has gotten it back with that big August. Foul back. Well, this is who the Astros want up. You've got Alvarez, Bregman, and then Diaz. 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the order. Every game is so important in a best of 3. And if you really want to be, honest about it, this is a game that the Tigers had to have with Skubal on the mound. This is the one you have to win.
Yeah, we talked about that the whole time. Even AJ said, this is our guy.
3 outs away.
Because the Astros will have a starting pitcher matchup advantage tomorrow. Hunter Brown, Yosei Kikuchi are in better position than what the Tigers have. But again, the Tigers just mix and match. They could start an opener tomorrow in game 2 of the wild card series. Wouldn't surprise anyone.
High fly ball, left field. On the run is Green at the track, leaps. He can't make the play. It's off the wall. Alvarez is going for 2, and he will make it. A leadoff double for Alvarez.
Well, he barely made it to second. So it's clear, Todd, he can't run on that bad knee, but he sure crushed that ball.
And then you will take this over anything. With sweet swing. He thought he got it right from the bat again. Good try out there by Green. Took a perfect hop for him to cruise into second base. Definitely put a pinch runner in there. And this is what they needed here at the park.
Zach DeCenzo is pinch running. And the crowd of 40,617 comes alive. They've had very little to cheer about since the 2nd inning. There's Bregman. Green deals. Grounded foul.
Then that sinker. So 2 types of sinkers, some that go down and some that go across. This one's going west to east, and it's going to jam you every single time. So you got to look out over the plate for a ball that comes back to the middle. It's hard to hit that inside sinker if you're a right-hander.
One and one. We told you at the start of the game, the Astros have an institutional knowledge about winning. Big games do not fluster them. They've been here. They've done that. So this is a big moment here in the bottom of the 9th. The Astros have won 10 straight playoff openers. That's the longest streak in baseball history. 2-1. Grounded up the middle, and a grab there by Sweeney. And he saves a run. It's a base hit, though, for Bregman. Sweeney stopped the ball from going to the outfield, and DeCenzo has to stop at 3rd.
I think if he comes up cleanly, gets his ball out of the glove, he might have a chance of getting him out at 1st. Two-seamer right back up the middle. What a nice play by the young man. Again, couldn't field it cleanly as he came up. Bregman, not the fleetest of foot. And now we have some action going on here.
Chris Federer, the pitching coach, trying to settle down Foley. So just like that in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Astros bring the tying run up to the plate in Yainer Diaz. Now biting time for the Tigers.
And he's had a really good offensive year. 16 homers, 84 RBIs. A huge spot here.
If you're the Tigers, you're looking for outs. You don't care about that runner on third base. Find a way to get an out here for the Astros. Keep on moving.
Diaz is 0 for 2 with a walk. And a strike.
Of course, infield, that double play depth, of course. He wants that sinker, get a double play. Let that run score.
The 0-1. 0-2 on Diaz.
As you see that front hip of Diaz pulling off a little bit too on that two-seam. Looking for a ball inside as the ball runs in, but both of them on the outer half. Now we don't know what's coming for him.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Tipped into the glove of Rogers, and Diaz down on strikes. Now they're seeing if the ball hit the dirt before it was caught, and Baker and Randazzo will confer. It did hit the dirt, so he stays alive. Here comes A.J. Hinch to talk about it. Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, I think it hit. Well, we saw the puff of dirt come up. The question was, did the catcher's mitt create that? I think it was the ball that did. I think they got that right.
And he's not complaining either. So, again, we see everybody there. Rogers not complaining. It looks like white on the dirt, and the batter's box came up. Good call by Jordan Baker to help out.
And the 0-2. Ground ball right side. Through for a base hit. DeCenzo scores. Moving to second is Bregman. It's an RBI single for Diaz. And the Astros are alive. It's 3-1 Tigers.
Well, you think there, why not go back with that slider since you had him out in front? Came back two-seam that stayed out over the plate. Found the hole to the right side here, and we got action once again. Front hip stayed centered. Doesn't matter how hard you hit it sometimes, Tim. You've seen it too many times.
Tigers playing for the bunt. And the pitch is inside to Pena, 1-0. McKinstry in at second base for the Tigers as they tighten up their defense. First and second, still nobody out. 3-1 Tigers, bottom of the 9th. And this time he does bunt, and he bunts foul.
Todd, you okay with bunting here?
I'm okay with bunting here for sure. Get the guys over.
Pena's had a difficult day at the plate also for 3 strikeouts.
And you're trying to bunt this ball to third base, make him come in.
And that one is bunted. Fielded by the catcher. Fires to first. They got him. So the sacrifice is successful. Moving to third, Bregman. Diaz to second with the tying run.
We told you what a great catcher Jake Rogers is. Perfect example there. That a great bunt, and he said to his pitcher, get out of the way. I got this. I got the easier throw to first than you do.
And that was an absolute perfect bunt. Try and let the pitcher do what he had to do there again. Rogers came up firing back to first base. Watch him get up here. I got it. I got to get out of the way. Boom. Grabs it with his hand, squeezed the ball. Looked like be a close play. Wasn't close at all. What a monster play by the Tigers.
All right, so Hinch doesn't care that Foley's his closer. He's going to the bullpen for the matchup against Caratini. tying runs are on base. The tying runs at second base.
As we said earlier, every guy in this bullpen has pitched in a leverage situation. They are all ready for this because they've already done this at some point. Again, this is a playoff game on the road. Second and third, one out, different spot, but he trained these guys for this spot.
So it's going to be Bo Brisky. As Tim said, he started 2 games in a row as the opener. He's had saves, and this is probably the biggest moment of his career. 26 years old, 3rd big league season. He steps into this cauldron, and this place is loud right now. Crowd of over 40,000. You can see Foley was having a hard time hearing the pitch comm. So there's a lot of emotion right now on that field.
And again, 69 strikeouts in 67 2/3 innings here. That 4-seamer, he throws it 40% of the time. That's his best pitch.
There's something about postseason baseball, though. You are never out until the end. That's why you got to keep scoring as much as you can and keep putting pressure on every single opponent, every single inning.
Well, the Tigers scored their runs in the second inning. 3 straight 2-out singles gave them 3 runs. And the Tigers, to your point, Todd, they've left 11 guys on base, so they didn't build on that 3-0 lead. And they left the door open a crack for the Astros, and the Astros are trying to kick through it right now.
Yeah, one swing away could be devastating here for the Tigers.
Teams in the postseason since 1990, 1-538 when trailing by 3 or more runs entering the 9th inning. The only one, Cubs defeated the Giants in 2016. Second and third, 1 out. Infield bat, Caratini at the plate. Brisky deals up and away. During the Tigers' 31-13 finish, Brisky had 9 opener starts and 10 relief appearances and a 2.05 ERA. 1-1.
So a guy who made 12 starts this year is trying to get the biggest out of the game, 2 outs of the game in relief in the 9th inning.
A lot of tension in the air here in Houston. First game of this best of 3. One and 2 on Caratini.
Paint on the bottom of the box right there. Couldn't ask for a better pitch here.
Bregman at third, Diaz at second. 1 man out, bottom of the 9th. Served into left field. Coming on is Green. He'll make the catch, and the runners stay put. 2 away, 1 out to go. Caratini hit that well.
Yeah, he did. At first glance, it looked like he was going to drop there at the end. Good base running by that side of the Astros. 2 strikes, you're trying to punch the ball the other way. He did, just stayed up just a little bit too much. Still not out of the woods yet, though, Tim.
Riley Green led left fielders with 14 defensive runs saved, but he didn't have to go very far for that ball, but he got to it very quickly. And now here we go.
Chas McCormick. Singleton pinch hit for Dubon in the 7th. McCormick came in to play left. This is his first at bat. 1-0 count. Sky the other way, 1-1. Everyone in the ballpark standing right now. It has all come down to this. The 1-1. Now a strike away. Moments like this, the heart pounds a little bit faster, a little bit harder. The breaths are a little bit shorter.
Now Todd and I are standing.
1-2 on McCormick. Brisky deals. Foul ball.
Oh, that was a pitch 100 miles an hour. Don't get it wrong. It was a pitch to hit, but at that speed, again, you're trying to foul that off, square it up.
Brisky trying to nail it down. The 1-2. Nice block by Rogers. 2-2. Likely a base hit away from tying this. Outfield at normal depth. McKinstry shades up the middle at second. The 2-2. Staying alive.
Pinch hit and roll, man. It's so hard to come in here in this situation. If you get out, that game's over. Taking some really good hacks here at these fastballs, topping out at 100.
The 2-2. 3-2.
So what's he come back with here, Todd?
I think you come back with the heat, even though you got a base open. You got a lefty on deck in Hayward. You got to go with your best pitch.
You want drama? You've got the bottom of the 9th inning. The tying run is at second base. A 3-2 count on Chas McCormick. Bo Brisky on the mound. And the payoff. And it gets by, but the runners stay put. A walk to McCormick, and the bases are loaded. And another trip to the mound, and Jason Hayward will come up now. And remember, we gave you that stat of teams down by 3 in a playoff game. He was on that Cup team that came back, the only one in Major League history.
2016 against the Giants. Amazing.
Tim, you say it all the time. This is why it's the greatest
Game
sport in
ever.
the world.
So last year, the Astros hit 10 grand slams. This year, they hit 0 grand slams. And now they've got the bases loaded in the biggest spot of the game.
Bregman's at third. Diaz at second. McCormick is at first. The veteran, Jason Hayward, is at the plate. He pinch hit in the 8th inning, and he struck out. And he calls an immediate timeout. He wasn't ready. The young righty gets the sign and deals. 1-0.
Todd, I can't sit still. I don't even care who wins.
No, I agree with you 100%. Good take there. And now does he come back with that 100-mile-an-hour fastball?
Foul back. It was just 98. That's a little something off.
And that's where Hayward's looking for the ball. That's why he's so far off the plate. He's looking to get that ball in the outer half so he can get some extension, get out in front and drive it.
One and one on Hayward. And the pitch. 2-1.
With Jose Altuve on deck. One of the great postseason players ever.
And the 2-1. Full changeup. 2-2. All right, Todd, what do you go with here? 2-2.
Listen, he was way out in front of that thinking his fastball. Oh, man. This is why it's tough to hit and tough to pitch in this league.
And the 2-2. Hit sharply right at Torkelson. And the Tigers hold on and win this one 3-1 as the Astros leave the bases loaded and all of Motown can exhale. Oh, what a game. And the Tigers lead this best of 3 1-0.
Well, Michael, I think it's safe to say we're off to a really good start in October baseball, because that had an awful lot of elements, including tremendous drama in the ninth.
And Todd, if you're Hayward, I mean, you really can't beat yourself up. Hit the ball as hard as you can hit it.
No, you can't beat yourself up at all. If you look back in that pitch before, it could have been a 3-1 looking for a heater. He stayed back on the changeup, hit it hard. Again, you can hit it as hard as you want. If it's at somebody, it really doesn't matter. What a good finish for the Tigers. They came through. A.J. Hinch is playing chess like everybody else is playing checkers. The guy is just doing it.
This is the last out.
What a swing, too. Level to the ball. Yep, the excitement. Let's see this line drive right at Torkelson.
So, Todd, what does this mean for the Tigers? Most of these guys have never played in a postseason game. They go into an enemy ballpark and win a close game like this.
Yeah, it's just reassurance knowing that this is what we can do. We've done this before. The excitement. We know our #1 Skubal is as dominant as we already know, and they just got to go out there and keep playing. They've been hitting the ball well.
And a game like this, you suddenly have postseason experience, Todd.
Yes.
Precisely, it's what A.J. Hinch said. He said when you play one game, you've had postseason experience, and they learned an awful lot about their club today.
All right, let's go down to the field. Alden Gonzalez has somebody.
Yeah, I'm here with the Tigers catcher Jake Rogers. And Jake, I don't think anybody was sitting down in that bottom of the ninth. What was it like experiencing that?
It was awesome. It was a great atmosphere. It's always loud when we come here, it seems like, but it seemed a little louder today. And yeah, that ninth inning was crazy, and we got through it and got a win.
Jake, you've spent an entire summer praising Tarek Skubal as he navigated through a Cy Young season. What was it like to see him handle his first playoff start, and what stuck out to you?
Scoob is Scoob. I mean, if this is the first time watching him, that's what he's done all year. I mean, he's been electric. He's been in the zone, and he's challenged guys all year. And I mean, it's hard to say other than Scoob was Scoob. It was awesome.
Jake, congratulations, guys. Back to you.
Great job by everybody on the Tigers. He called a great game, and you know he gets those pitchers through everything. So 1-0. The Tigers are up, and they could close it out tomorrow. The Astros try to stay alive tomorrow.
Right, and we don't even know who the Tigers are going to pitch tomorrow, but this is very much in keeping on how they've played this entire season.
And it doesn't matter. They just won the game. They got to keep on rolling until tomorrow.
All right. Once again, our final score.